me, Arielle, and this week I'm going to continue the theme of talking about how to make the new year a really great year for you. I know this is a topic that I've touched on for the last few weeks, but it really does bear repeating because 2014 is still young, and you can still shape it and mold it into something that you can be proud of and something that you can relax about and not stress about, and something that you can really be happy about and look forward to. And even if you take a new direction and make a positive change in April or May or June or July, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you've wasted time. It doesn't mean that 2014 can't be a great year, can't turn into a great year. One of the easiest ways that we can figure out what we want out of the current year is to look back at the past year. So, how has 2013 shaped you? How has it made you into the person who's sitting here watching this video? Has it affected you negatively? Has it affected you positively? Have you had experiences that were new, that you never had before? Has it helped you to learn anything? Were there any lessons that came out of living last year? Did you make some mistakes? Did you accomplish some really great things? Maybe there were some goals that you had set for yourself and you achieved them all. Were you able to express yourself? Did you feel like you had to hide or you were holding a secret inside? These are just some questions you can ask yourself to kind of get the ball rolling, see where you stand right now, because you have to know where you are right now in order to know how you want to move forward. You know, we think that knowing ourselves is this easy task that should be so simple because we live with ourselves day in and day out, but it's not really as simple as you might think. Self-awareness takes a lot of practice, and even though we might want to implement self-awareness, it can be a struggle sometimes, especially when lots of overwhelming things are going on in our lives. And no one is immune to struggles. Everyone struggles with something at some point. Even if you've had a rough year, and a lot of bad things happened in 2013, I want you to take a minute and think about how the year has made you a stronger person, a better person, or a wiser individual. Really think about those three things because in a lot of ways, I'm sure at least one of those things has happened. Something has made you stronger, something has made you better, or something has made you wiser. And these are things that we really have to come to terms with. We have to realize that everything we've gone through has had a profound effect on us. And certainly some things are going to affect us negatively. And some things are going to create turmoil in our lives. But that doesn't mean that we can't glean something beneficial from them. After you've thought about those things, I want you to think about what you would do differently about the past year and what you can learn from. So that's sort of what I was talking about when I was referring to mistakes or regrets, or things that maybe you did that you might do a different way now that you know better, because part of wisdom is understanding something we've done and figuring out either how to make it better or figuring out how we won't do it again. But the focus should be positive and learning-filled, not about a disappointment in the self at anything that might hold regret for you. Because the more disappointed you become in yourself, the more negative feelings you're harboring inside, and they won't go away by keeping that disappointment in the forefront. You have to kind of work through that disappointment and pick out all of the pieces that involve that learning or that positivity in order to really make the new year a better year than the last year. And I mean, this goes for even if you had a wonderful 2013, you can still make the next year a better year than that year, and so on and so forth. And that's just the really great thing about growing up, getting older, becoming wiser. And we learn a lot about our surroundings, a lot about our environment, a lot about the people we live with and the world that we live in. But we also learn a lot about ourselves every new year that we have, because learning yourself is a process that will continue forever until the day you die. You're going to keep learning about yourself, even though you know yourself pretty well, better than a lot of other people know you, because you've been around from day one, inside your own body, inside your own mind, inside your own heart. You're still always going to be learning, because the beautiful thing about being human is we change, we evolve, we transform. And we get to change our minds whenever we want. So if you thought a certain way about something 10 years ago, You might think completely differently about that thing now. And your belief systems, your morals, your likes and dislikes, your interests, the things that really make you tick, they might remain the same for your entire lifespan, but they also might change, and that's okay. And that's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty cool that you can change and evolve like that, because it's what makes human beings so fascinating, and it's what makes us so lovable to other people and so lovable to ourselves. The other awesome thing about looking back on your year and using it as a tool to shape this new year is that you can sort of be your own motivation. You can see the things that maybe were inspiring, and you can use that to help yourself. And then when something works again for you or works better for you, you have yourself to thank, not someone else. You have you. And when that inspiration comes from inside, comes from something that you did and you learned, that is huge, because it gives you a very strong sense of self, a very healthy self-confidence, and self-love, which is something I talk about all the time. Self-love is real and it's necessary, especially in our society. So January is about halfway over now, and I'm sure you're thinking about your past year and how this year has started. And the year is going to go quickly, because that's what happens. Before we know it, it's February, and then it's March, and then it's October, and then suddenly it's 2015, and we wonder where the year went. I know I do that sometimes. I think, wow, 2013 just seemed to fly by. And to a certain extent, I think that the older we get, the more quickly the years seem to go. But regardless, it always seems that there isn't enough time, or time passes so quickly. So it's really important to live in the moment and stay in the now, and remember the things that hold the most meaning, because the things that hold the most meaning are the things that you'll carry through from one year to the next. I hope you have a wonderful week. See you next time.